Summary of Atomic Habits by James Clear. Introduction. Imagine if the secret to transforming your life wasn't about massive, sweeping changes, but instead hinged on the smallest, most subtle actions you take every day. What if, by just getting 1% better each day, you could unlock a lifetime of success? This is the powerful premise behind James Clear's Atomic Habits. In this book, Clear reveals how tiny, consistent actions, habits, shape who we are and what we accomplish. The journey isn't about willpower or grand resolutions. It's about making small, smart choices that compound into extraordinary results. Welcome to a world where small changes lead to big transformations. In Atomic Habits, James Clear offers a transformative guide to achieving success through the power of small, incremental changes. The central idea is simple yet profound. Tiny habits, compounded over time, create remarkable results. Rather than relying on willpower or motivation alone, Clear breaks down how to strategically build good habits and break bad ones by focusing on the science of behavior change. Clear's framework revolves around the idea that habits are the building blocks of our lives. Each chapter explores a different aspect of habit formation, grounded in psychology and neuroscience, and provides practical tools for readers to apply in their everyday lives. Clear shares personal stories and real-life examples to show how small, daily actions can lead to significant outcomes, whether it's improving your health, productivity, or relationships. By focusing on the 4 laws of behavior change, making habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, Clear explains how anyone can master the art of habit building. He also dives deep into the mechanics of breaking bad habits, stressing the importance of environment, social influence, and identity in shaping behavior. Throughout the book, Clear emphasizes the concept of consistency over perfection, reminding readers that lasting change is about progress, not overnight transformation. This summary captures the essence of Clear's insights, offering a chapter-by-chapter breakdown of the strategies and techniques that can help you reprogram your habits for lasting success. Whether you're looking to improve your personal or professional life, Atomic Habits provides a step-by-step blueprint for mastering the small actions that lead to big changes. Chapter 1. The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. Imagine trying to improve your life by 1% every day. Tiny changes, barely noticeable at first, compound over time and create a significant impact. James Clear introduces the idea that small habits, the things we do every day, shape our lives much more than the big, sweeping changes we often aspire to. Clear explains that progress isn't about drastic shifts, but about consistency. If you focus on getting just a little better every day, in the long run, the results will be enormous. He tells the story of the British cycling team, which achieved greatness by improving tiny aspects of performance. The message is clear. Don't underestimate the power of small actions. They can transform your life over time. Chapter 2. How your habits shape your identity and vice versa. Clear explains how habits are connected to your identity. Who you believe you are directly influences the actions you take. Rather than focusing on what you want to achieve, he encourages focusing on the kind of person you want to become. Identity-based habits are more powerful than outcome-based ones. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," start with, "I am a runner." Your daily actions will naturally align with this identity. Clear's advice. Shift your mindset from focusing on the goal to focusing on the type of person who achieves that goal. Every time you take action, you cast a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Chapter 3. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. In this chapter, Clear reveals that habits follow a simple feedback loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. Understanding this loop can help you build good habits and break bad ones. He explains how to make a habit obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying by designing cues and rewards that reinforce the behavior. The cue triggers a craving, which leads to a response, the habit, and the reward reinforces the loop. By mastering these 4 steps, you can build new habits effortlessly. Clear shares stories of how these steps can be applied to anything from exercising to saving money. The key is to manipulate the environment around you to make habits easier to adopt. Chapter 4. The Man Who Didn't Look Right. Clear illustrates the importance of habit cues by sharing the story of a nurse who saved a patient's life by noticing a subtle, irregular behavior. The lesson: our habits rely heavily on the cues around us. To build new habits, we need to recognize the cues that trigger them. He suggests that if you want to adopt a good habit, make the cue obvious. Place your running shoes by the door, or set up your workspace the night before. By designing your environment to prompt the right cues, you can make habit formation more intuitive and effortless. Chapter 5. The Best Way to Start a New Habit. Clear explains how the best way to start a habit is to pair it with an existing routine. This technique, called habit stacking, links a new habit to something you already do. For example, if you want to start meditating, you could do it right after you brush your teeth in the morning. By anchoring the new habit to a pre-existing habit, it becomes easier to remember and incorporate into your daily routine. Clear's advice: start small. The new habit should take no more than 2 minutes to perform. This 2-minute rule ensures that the new habit doesn't feel overwhelming and helps build momentum. Chapter 6. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters more. Clear argues that motivation alone won't keep your habits alive. Instead, the environment you create is often more important. He shares stories of how small changes in your environment, like rearranging your living space or changing your work setting, can trigger different behaviors. By designing an environment that supports your goals, you're far more likely to stick to your habits. For example, if you want to eat healthier, Clear suggests keeping healthy snacks in easy-to-reach places while hiding junk food. The idea is simple: make it easier to do what you want and harder to do what you don't. Chapter 7. The Secret to Self-Control. Self-control, Clear explains, is often misunderstood. Most people think it's about willpower, but in reality, it's about avoiding temptation altogether. He argues that the best way to break bad habits is not to fight them, but to remove the cues that trigger them. For example, if you want to stop watching so much TV, remove the batteries from the remote or move the TV out of sight. By designing your environment to limit temptations, you reduce the need for self-control. The key takeaway: willpower is a limited resource, and designing a frictionless environment is a smarter way to achieve success. Chapter 8. How to Make a Habit Irresistible. Clear introduces the idea of making habits more attractive through a process called temptation bundling. This involves pairing something you need to do with something you enjoy doing. For example, you could listen to your favorite podcast while working out. This makes the habit more desirable and easier to adopt. He also touches on the dopamine-driven feedback loop, explaining how our brain craves rewards, and by making a habit more pleasurable, you're more likely to stick with it. The goal is to make your habits irresistible, so that there's something you look forward to instead of dread. Chapter 9. The Role of Family and Friends in Shaping Your Habits. Clear shares how social groups influence your habits. We often mimic the behaviors of those around us. If your friends are health conscious, you're more likely to adopt healthier habits too. Clear explains that if you want to build better habits, you should surround yourself with people who share similar goals or already have the habits you aspire to. The power of social belonging can either drive good habits or reinforce bad ones. By being mindful of your social circle and aligning with people who reflect your desired habits, you're more likely to succeed. Chapter 10. How to Find and Fix the Causes of Your Bad Habits. Clear explains that bad habits often stick around because they fulfill a specific need. Instead of focusing on stopping the behavior, Clear suggests finding out why the habit exists in the first place. What craving is it satisfying? For example, if you find yourself procrastinating, it may be because you're avoiding discomfort or stress. Once you understand the root cause, you can address that need in a healthier way. Clear's advice: analyze your habits and find better alternatives that satisfy the same craving without the negative consequences. Chapter 11. Walk slowly, but never backward. Clear emphasizes the importance of consistency over speed. He shares that the key to mastering habits is to focus on showing up every day, even if the progress is small. He suggests setting small, achievable goals that keep you moving forward. Rather than focusing on perfection, it's about building the habit of improvement. Clear's message is clear. It's okay to move slowly as long as you don't stop. Over time, the small, consistent steps will lead to big changes. The process matters more than the results. Chapter 12. The Law of Least Effort. Clear introduces the concept of friction, explaining that the less effort it takes to start a habit, the more likely you are to stick with it. He recommends reducing the steps between you and your desired behavior. For example, if you want to read more, leave a book open on your desk or reduce screen time in the evening. By making it easier to do the right thing, you'll find yourself naturally drawn toward that habit. The idea is to optimize your environment so that the path of least resistance leads you to your goals. Chapter 13. How to Stop Procrastinating by Using the 2-Minute Rule. Clear brings up the 2-minute rule again, emphasizing that starting a habit is often the hardest part. By making it so small that it can be completed in 2 minutes, you eliminate the resistance to getting started. Whether it's reading one page of a book or doing 2 minutes of stretching, the key is to make the first step easy. Clear shares stories of how starting small can lead to a snowball effect, turning a simple action into a full-blown habit. The first 2 minutes are often the gateway to bigger progress. Chapter 14. How to Make Good Habits Inevitable and Bad Habits Impossible. Clear emphasizes the importance of automation. By setting up systems that make good habits automatic and bad habits difficult, you reduce the need for decision-making. This could mean setting up automatic savings, scheduling gym sessions in advance, or using apps to track your habits. The idea is to create an environment where success is inevitable. Automation takes the burden off your willpower, so you're more likely to stick to your goals. The easier it is to repeat the behavior, the stronger the habit becomes. Chapter 15. The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change. Clear reveals the ultimate secret to sustaining habits. Make them satisfying. He explains that immediate rewards reinforce behavior, so it's essential to find a way to make habits feel good in the moment. Whether it's tracking your progress or rewarding yourself after completing a task, celebrating small wins helps lock in the habit. By associating the habit,